Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Warriors Walk-Off here on HBC TV 25. I'm Justin Barrientos. Thank you for joining us. We'll start out by talking softball with head coach Greg Jones, and congratulations to you and your team, NSIC regular season champions.
Thank you.
Fourth time in Warrior history that has happened, first since 2007. So it's been a while since you've had this, even though you've had successful seasons. No championship since 2007.
Yeah, first of all, thank you. I appreciate it, and it has been a while. And again, we've said it over and over again that we try really never to talk about winning the championship because there's so many intangibles, so many uncontrollables with weather, who's playing, whom in the league, and how things can shake out. And one of the other reasons is I never want them to define themselves if they had a good season or a bad season based on whether or not they won a conference championship, nor do I want them to feel necessarily as if now that they've won the championship, that's the pinnacle.
Sure.
And so for a variety of reasons, it's just been let's stay focused one game at a time. Now, all that being said, I was also getting tired of finishing second and third too. So I was happy to finally, for the kids, win a championship, for the program and for the university and the community to finally put a championship season together.
All right. Again, I know that you kind of get squeamish when I talk about numbers and that, but for those maybe just catching the show or just finding out about the Warriors softball program, I got to go through some of the numbers. 40 wins this season. That is the 12th time in Warrior history that's happened, all under your head coaching. Still number one in the Central region. And then in one of the games, you had Jordan Clement pitch a perfect game, just the second time in Warrior history, her fifth no-hitter in just 2 years of pitching, which equals the record. One more and she'll have the record all by herself, and she still has 2.5 or 2 years plus left to do that. I want to ask about the championship. Do you think it means more this year because of all the things that have happened, not knowing when you're going to play and the weather and the schedule had to be up in the air for all that? Does this one mean a little bit more because you went through all that?
It does, absolutely. When we got done yesterday, I spoke to the team and I said, you guys will be happy with the championship. What I'm happy about is how we won the championship. I think the adversity that we had to go through, the schedule was just crazy. The league was so good this year. You look at 7 out of 10 teams in the Central Region rankings are in our league. To win this league and to win it free and clear by 2 or 3 games, with what we had to go through, how tough the league was, how many splits there were, to stay above that fray was really impressive.
And then you get to win it on your home field, so you get to have a little celebration then. I don't know if that happened before on the other ones, but that had to be kind of the icing on the cake to be at home.
It was, and to do it on senior weekend on top of it, a perfect weekend. We had huge crowds both days. And then I'll even add how impressive it was in how we had to win it yesterday. We had to really grind out a game, and we won some lopsided games here. And they were lopsided because we played well. It wasn't that we were playing inferior opponents. Again, Concordia is a good softball team, and we just played really well and scored a lot of runs. And we'd had some lopsided wins. To have to play from behind against good pitching, and have to grind out a win, to have to make some plays on defense and make some big pitches, the way we did it that way was impressive too.
Yeah, you had to come from behind in both the games on the end of the weekend, 2-1 and then 7-3. The 7-3 one was kind of interesting because you had a grand slam in there, and then you had Lainey Van Zyl hit a home run as well. But Jen Geisey, and I hope I said her name right there, the grand slam, first home run of the season, that had to be a thrill to see.
It was, and she had been flirting with it all day. She had been hot all day. She was seeing the ball well. She's really been playing well and hitting well the last couple of weeks. And I talked to Jen the day before and said, I'm going to hit for you, that previous day, and then I'm going to play Anna game at third too. And she handled it. And as well as she'd been going, it was just the right thing to do in the moment. She handled it well. She came out on a day that we didn't have a lot of hard contact. We had 7 or 8 base hits, but we didn't have a lot of loud contact. Her contact was loud all day. Even her outs were loud. Flew out to the wall, doubled one other time. In the process of that inning, when things really started to unfold for us, it was all a 2-out rally, and we got put together some back-to-back 2-out hits. We had first and second and 2 out, and Riley was up, and I just felt like, okay, Riley's going to get a hit here. And she did. We had a runner on second base, and before the pitch, you're trying to figure out, okay, you get a third straight 2-out hit. Do you take the chance to try to score the go-ahead run, because are you really going to get another 2-out hit? But I looked over at Jen on deck, excuse me, and said, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Jen. Mm-hmm. And she got the grand slam, which was great.
All right. I do have to ask, I mean, you said you didn't have a lot of loud hits. You're not really a home run hitting team. Lainey Van Zyl and Riley Stout both have 10 plus. I think they have 11 home runs. Yeah. But then after that, it kind of drops off a little bit. So does that kind of change the way that you go through a game, because you know that maybe you're probably not going to have a lot of power? Yeah,
and I think our thought process is always just put as many hits together and good at-bats together as we can, whether they're extra base hits, whether they're home runs, whether they're singles. Just have a good approach and put good at-bats together. And then the bonus is when those hits count for runs, and they leave the ballpark and are what we call loud contact.
Now, you did the flip again, where you had McKenna pitch second and the back end of the doubleheader, and you had Jordan, obviously, came off the perfect game, come in and pitch the first game against Concordia. How did that work out again? Because I know that you were a little nervous about doing that the first time when we talked about that last week.
Yeah, it really worked out. It really set itself up nicely for two reasons. One, Joe has been throwing the ball so well. And so when you went into the day with the thought process of, let's get our hottest pitcher on the mound right away. And we were able to do that. And she had a 14 strikeout performance. I thought should have thrown a shutout, but there was a call that didn't go our way that led to one of the runs for them, or their only run. But then you also knew you had McKenna on the back end if you still needed that win, which was a great setup for us to have her, as our ace in the hole ready.
All right, last question that we have in this segment, and now you're headed towards the NSIC playoffs.
Yes.
You don't know who you're going to face. It could be one of 3 different teams. So how do you approach that on game day? Because they're being played on 2 different fields, both at 10 a.m., then you play at 2 p.m. Do you go and scout a little bit? Do you have your players watch? What's the process leading up to your first playoff game?
From a coaching staff, from a preparation in advance, it's really challenging. Excuse me, too much coaching this week. But on game day, it's not. On game day, it's really about us. And we never concerned ourselves. On our schedules that I give the team, it never has a team name anyway. For our kids, it's just a matter of, good, they're here, let's play. We're trying to get ourselves ready. Our preparation day of is about who are we going to play, not who we're going to play, but who are we going to be. They have to play us. We're not trying to play them. And so that day, it's just a matter of which team shows up in the first base dugout we'll get to play. The challenge for the coaching staff is really trying to maintain okay, who are we really preparing for? You're preparing for speed, power, what type of pitching, because there's 3 teams in which we could probably play that day. So that part's a little tougher going in, it's really trying to have your advanced scouting done on 3 teams, knowing only one of them is going to be your opponent. Right. But for the team, it's just show up and play and play our game and make them play at our level.
All right, well, that's coming up on Thursday. We're going to take a break here on Warriors Walk-Off. When we come back, Katie Kolb will join us right after this.
Elevate your HBC TV experience with the latest technology to hit your whole home entertainment system. Record up to 6 programs simultaneously and save up to 350 hours of your favorite shows. Pause a program you're watching in one room and pick right up where you left off in another. Video on demand, wireless set-top boxes and mobile device streaming, apps including Alexa, Netflix, YouTube, and more. Call 888-474-9995 to learn more or visit hbci.com/elevate today.
My name is Drew Scott, and on Property Brothers, What do you do? I'm Jonathan Scott, and I do the work. I take them to houses. It's a lot of work. Drew helps me throughout the entire process. He finds the perfect house. What Jonathan does on Property Brothers is he makes dreams come true.
This is so nice.
Catch an all-new Property Brothers, Wednesday night at 9, only on HGTV.
And welcome back to Warriors Walk-Off here on TV 25. Time now to talk to Katie Kolb, sophomore at Winona State. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about the championship. I know that Coach Jones said that that's not the end. There's more games to be had, and hopefully it's not the peak for this season. But from the player thought, What's it like to win the regular season championship?
Yeah, it was exciting. I mean, like he said, this isn't the end, but just to have one person kind of step up like Jen did and had a really nice at-bat, and like Coach Jones said, she's been all over the ball all day, so it was really nice for her to kind of step up and be the hero, I'd say.
All right, now I know that it's all about team, but personally, how do you think the season has gone for you?
Good. Defensively, I think that's kind of my strength. Offensively, I'm trying to be a little more consistent at the plate, but yeah, so far, we're getting there.
All right, I don't know if I've ever asked this question before, but defensively, because your pitchers are so dominant and getting so many outs, do you ever find that you have to work on concentrating a little bit more because you're not going to get as many chances out in the field?
Yeah, especially in the outfield, there's not really a lot of balls that do get hit to the outfield, so we do just talk to each other here and there, kind of keep each other on track. If the ball is hit to us, where we're going to go, and yeah, we have fun out there.
All right. From your thought, that's maybe something that people don't talk about too much is the defensive part when the pitching is so good. Your thoughts on the defense?
Well, one of the things that we preach all the time is tempo, and we want our pitchers to get the ball and go, and we call the pitches from the dugout, but we want a certain rhythm because I think it's a lot easier to play defense when you're playing fast. When the game really slows down and draws out, I think it gets even more difficult to play defense, and your defenders get on your heels. Again, whether you're playing the outfield or the infield, you kind of get lost, and if the game slows down. So we're always trying to play as fast and under control as we can, because again, if Joe's going to strike out 14 to 21 that she faces, you know, only 7 outs are getting made on the defensive side. We've got to be ready when we've got to go.
All right, I want to go back to your high school days in St. Charles. From what I understand, you had a back injury that you had to battle through. You missed your summer traveling season that year and had to kind of sit out that. Talk about the injury itself and what it was like to have to battle back from that.
The hardest part was just the recruiting process. I still was yet to be recruited, so I didn't know if this was the end of my softball career. But yeah, I just did a lot of rehab, physical therapy and stuff like that, and got back on my feet.
All right, you were a high school teammate of Riley Stout. What's it like to have one of your teammates, and I think there was another player that was from around your area, didn't go to your school, but also on the team. What's it like to have those hometown?
Yeah, it's nice. Christina played in a team in our conference, so always having her and playing travel ball with her. But I've known Riley for a long time, so kind of getting my feet wet here and then bringing her in was cool.
Now your travel team is the Silverhawks. How long did you play that, and how did that help you?
Just a year. I played travel ball for the Bull Sox Academy for a long time, and yeah, they're good coaches, so yeah.
All right, now heading toward the playoffs now. You have a little bit of time off, which you kind of had during the season, which is kind of rare for the college softball season. How do you approach these couple days now before Thursday?
It's nice to have an off day today, just get our bodies back on track, but with finals coming up, we're just really kind of focusing on school, and then as soon as we get on the bus on Wednesday, it's all softball and it's go time. So we're excited for that.
Yeah, it's got to be a challenging time of year with finals coming up and then the end of the season and playoffs. How do you balance that?
I don't know, just kind of balancing school right now. That's kind of our big priority, and then go to practice and grind out there, and then get on the bus on Wednesday, and yeah.
All right, now last question that I have for you. Obviously, we'd like to take a look at social media, and I know that when Allie Nowak was on here, you said that you've been waiting for that for a really long time. Was there something that you wanted to hear her answer, and did I ask the right question for that?
No, yeah. Allie was supposed to do it 1 week and then had a class conflict, and that's when Riley came. So we were all just really excited for Al and happy she got her opportunity.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you guys watched the show, and thank you for joining us here this week, and good luck in the playoffs. All right, we're going to take a break here on Warriors Walk Off. When we come back, we'll talk baseball with head coach Kyle Polk. That's coming up right after this.
Cost Cutters of Winona presents Making the Grade. Catch all the spotlight happenings in the Winona School District 861, featuring interviews with students and faculty members. Tune in to Making the Grade on HBC TV 25 at 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Check your listings for additional weekend times. Presented by Cost Cutters of Winona, located at the Professional Building in the Winona Mall Annex.
Paying your HBC bill has never been so easy. HBC's new online bill and pay system, SmartHub, allows you to receive electronic bills and make online check or credit card payments with ease. HBC SmartHub can be accessed on the computer or through your mobile devices with the app. Manage your payments, communicate with HBC customer care, and receive messages about your account with a touch of a button. HBC Smart Hub. Start today at hbci.com/Smart Hub.
They live among us, another face in the crowd. But they say they're different. They say they can do extraordinary things, like defy gravity and deny the path of a rocket. They can move in the blink of an eye. And when they strike, thunder echoes out, unleashing a deafening roar. The supernatural have returned. Saturdays on FS1.
And welcome back to Warriors Walk-Off here on HBC TV 25. Time now to switch to baseball. Head coach Kyle Polk joins us, and welcome back. It was good to get the perspective of your other coaches, but we're glad to have you back this week.
Glad to be back. I always like to get those in, if they have aspirations of being a head coach and stuff, giving them as much experiences and the overall picture and stuff, so I like to do that for them.
Well, hopefully they weren't too nervous and things went well for them for the show.
No, they said they enjoyed it, so maybe next year they can do them all.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, we kind of joke that sometimes players get a little bit of a lift from coming on the show, and it kind of seemed that way with Derek Martin. His first game after being on the show, or first series, 7 for 9, 5 for 5 in the second game of that doubleheader, so things worked out well for him.
Yeah, he's been playing really well. He played shortstop all last year. Defensively was good. Struggled a bit with the bat, making the adjustment, but he's making leaps and bounds this year. And you can just see we joke in the dugout between me and the coach that we're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes and stuff. So, but he's doing a much better job, having better at bats, squaring balls up more than he did last year. Last year he was kind of, not to be negative, but he was kind of the king of the pop up to shortstop, and it was just because of the approaches and stuff. But he's really worked hard on that, and he's doing really well.
Is that kind of hard to fix, or do you do the major league thing where you got to go down and get 10 push-ups?
No, we don't do that. Yeah, but no, it's just a matter of having a better approach at the plate, knowing what pitches you're looking for in certain situations, and not just swinging at the first strike you see because it's a strike. Mm-hmm. And so we really try to preach that stuff. We tell our guys all the time, we don't. I recruit you because you can hit. Mm-hmm. And then what we're doing here at this level is working on the mental aspect of it, and how the adjustments you have to make at bat to at bat. You still use the same mechanics, you do your same setup, but you got to make sure that you know what is your job to do in that at bat, what pitches are you looking for, what is your strength in those situations.
Well, that actually leads into a question I wasn't expecting to ask, but you said you recruit someone to hit. Now, is that what you look for first, or do you look at defense first? Does it matter?
No, it's probably 50-50 on both, but I'm looking. When I like a kid defensively, if I see him, I want to see his at-bats, I want to see what he's doing. I'm looking for high school guys that are going to be strong pull side, hit the ball hard to their pull side, because we can teach them the other way. If they're hitting the ball the other way all the time out of high school, there's not that one thing it does, it means they got a slow bat. Mm-hmm. And it's very hard to teach how to get better bat speed. The bat speed is basically all just natural, what they have in them. So we're looking at that, and then we'll see if with the two mixed together defense, offense, if it looks like what's what we're looking for.
All right, let's get back into the games then, because I think last week might have been your first full week of games since you got back from your trips earlier on this season. Yeah. Kind of overall, I know that the Concordia series didn't quite work out the way that you wanted to, but overall, how did your team play this week?
I think, Thursday up at Duluth, we played really well. And that's a program that Duluth is going to be scrappy. They're always going to give you good games, and so we played very well that day. Mm-hmm. Concordia, I think, they may think different if they're whatever, but I think we let 2 slip away. Mm-hmm. We had the 2-1 game. The first game was a really good game, and then we beat them in extra innings. That 2-1 game could have won either way with a couple scenarios that happened there. But then they beat us the first game on Sunday, and then the game on second game, we had opportunities. I think if I look back and I looked at the box scores and stuff, we had 2 different times we had bases loaded with 1 out. Mm. And the guys up to bat did a good job. They hit the ball hard, but one hit it right at the shortstop, double play, one hit it right at the second baseman. If that balls are 5 feet either way, they're probably passing. We're going to get a couple runs, and then it might be a different outcome. So, but we didn't play. We pitched pretty well. I think our guys walked only 3 guys all weekend for the pitching staff, so we did a good job there. The pitching staff kept us in play, and we just needed to get a clutch hit here or there. So.
And then in the front end, Sam Watska was able to kind of get back a little bit and pitch, or Jacob Watska, I'm sorry, pitch better than he did in the early part of the season.
Yeah, well, he had a big game for us early. Against Sioux Falls, I went extra innings and had the big 7 innings. He came out in relief in extra innings and won the game. And he's had some really good outings for us. But then again, you know, it happens in the big leagues too. A guy that's really good. You know, he had made a bad pitch against the week before against Southwest, and the guy hit a home run and beat us in a walk-off fashion. But just kept telling him, hey, you keep working hard because we're going to need you and whatever. And he did that, and I think both up at Duluth and this weekend he had some good innings for us.
And then I don't want to dwell too much on the Concordia, but in the second part of the doubleheader, you had Dylan Whitaker and Austin Savory both get their first losses of the season, which going this deep into the season, not having a loss, I think you have to be happy with.
Yeah, especially because freshmen. They're both true freshmen and stuff. So, and they both pitched good enough to win. The unfortunate thing at Concordia is their park is a little bit small and the wind was blowing out. The sad thing is the wind was blowing out for us too, and we didn't score any balls up to hit out in that first game. I think Sam hit a couple balls hard, but he hit them to straightaway center and stuff. So, but if just a pitch here for both of them, and probably a different story. But they both pitched good enough to give us a chance to win.
All right, you're coming up to your regular season finale then this weekend against Northern State. So what do you have to do in that series to kind of close out the regular season on a good note, knowing that the NSIC tournament is coming up after?
Well, the goal is always to win 3 out of 4, and so that's what we're going to keep talking about. The league, our league is so tough now to get 4 out on some. It is so tough. Not even the top teams, So we're looking to get 3 out of 4. A split is okay. I think for us to get in the conference tournament, we win 1 game, we're in for sure. So the goal of that, but we don't want to just sneak in with 1 win. We want to make sure we're playing. We want to make sure we're playing good baseball to get ready for the tournament. The guys are in finals this week, so they got some other things they got to focus on. So our practices will probably be a little bit lighter, so they can get back and do their academic side. But we'll work on some things we got to clean up from the last series. A couple defensive things we got to straighten out, but then get ready, and then it's Friday, Saturday, play 4 games, and then. If we get that 1 win, we know we're in, and then it's just baseball the next week.
We talked to Coach Jones in the earlier segment, and he talked about the fact that this is maybe his favorite time of the year because as soon as finals are done, then everybody can just focus on the sport itself. Do you kind of feel that way as well?
Yeah, exactly. And I tell them that this is, you work all year long to maybe get this 1 or 2 weeks that you're just playing baseball, and that's all you got to do. I wish it would be a longer time frame, but that's the way it is in the NCAA and with college sports. But I keep emphasizing the guys that, because we haven't been in the conference tournament the last 2 years, I think and it's we only got the 4 seniors, or 3 of the 4 seniors have been in it. And I say, keep remind the young guys how much fun it is. We get to go on the road. We're going, and you're generally playing 1 game a day. So it's a little different scenario, and it's a lot of fun.
The last question here, we have about a minute left in this segment. Do you have to handle your pitchers a little bit differently this weekend, knowing that the tournament then is going to be next week?
Well, no, I don't think so. We will. We'll be all right because we'll go with our number 1 Mutter on Friday, so that gives him Saturday, Sunday, Monday. He'll have 4 days off. Caleb's our number 2. He'll pitch the first game Friday, and if we win, we don't play. No matter what, we play Wednesday. We play Thursday. So then he'll be on 5 days rest. And then the guys that are following him up, Dylan and Austin, they should have enough rest too, so we don't really have to. And then plus the 2 guys that started up at Duluth, if we need them to start, they'll be in the bullpen this weekend. So if we use them, it'll probably be short innings. And so if we need them to step up and start, they should be fine.
All right, sounds good. We're going to take a break here on Warriors Walk Off, and when we come back, Sam Conley will join us right after this.
For us, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
We're just looking to get in as much adventure as we possibly can.
I just want to have fun while I can still enjoy it.
If we could get away, we're going to be in this RV.
There's no place I'd rather be than riding free in America.
All new Going RV, Wednesday night at 9, only on GAC.
Feels good to be back.
Preach.
Light 'em up, light 'em up.
When do we tell the Lions that I'm buying Empire? Leave the Lions to me.
He's about to steal the Empire from you.
Play nice.
I gotta do what I gotta do. I'ma do me, I'ma do me. Now we doing it our way.
I'm glad to see you're back running things, Lucius.
Don't get it twisted, I still run this bitch.
Light 'em up, light 'em up.
Empire, Wednesdays on Fox, or watch anytime on demand or Fox Now.
And welcome back to Warriors Walk-Off here on HBC TV 25. Sam Conley now joins us. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Redshirt sophomore at Winona State, so you've been here a couple of years. As Coach said, you know, the NSIC tournament is kind of coming up, and we don't want to look too far ahead, but past couple years haven't been in it. You're going to be in it this year. Does it make a difference to you? I mean, do you have some pride from this year knowing that you're going to be probably playing in the postseason coming up?
Well, yeah, definitely coming into the season, our #1 goal was definitely to make it into that conference tournament, and now we have a very good shot of getting in there, and we're really excited as a team, and hopefully we can go in there and do some damage, and make some other teams get some big wins for us. Would be awesome.
Now, last year in your first year on the field, you led the team with a 382 average. You're leading the team again this year, an average around 350 or so. Tell me how you've been able to make the transition from high school to college baseball.
Definitely my redshirt year. So I redshirted my first year, and that helped a lot. I was definitely underdeveloped and wasn't used to seeing this kind of pitching. But I played that summer after my redshirt year. Played in a pretty good league, saw a lot of live pitching, and it definitely helped a lot. And I've been able to find a little bit of success. Thankfully, Coach Bulk's been helping me a lot. So
Yeah, I stand there and help you hit.
So how do you make the decision on who you're going to redshirt and who you don't?
Well, we're basically in our recruiting process, we tell the freshmen, the incoming freshmen, if they're position guys, it's a pretty good chance that they're going to redshirt. If they're a pitcher, they got a pretty good chance of probably pitching because you need more depth. A lot of it is determined by what we have depth in the roster at that time. Like this year, we got three true freshmen that are playing quite a bit. But it was just because where we were at with our roster depth. But most of the time, the position guy is going to probably have that redshirt year. And to be honest, a lot of them, they need it for the development because it's a big step up from high school to the college game.
Now, you kind of have baseball in your blood because your high school coach was your uncle and your dad both played at Stevens Point, and you have a sister that played softball at St. Norbert. So what's that kind of family dynamic like, knowing that baseball and softball are all throughout your family?
It's ever since growing up, me, my dad, my uncle, and my sister, and my little cousins, we just, go to the ballpark and hit and field. And ever since an early age, baseball's just been a big part of our family. It's just how it's been, I guess.
Now, you were a 3-sport athlete in high school, correct? And the article that I read about you said that you'd been playing baseball since the age of 5. So when did you know that baseball was going to be the direction you were going to go with?
I guess I've always just had a love for the game. Honestly, probably since I was that little, I just always wanted to, play baseball as long as I could, and thankfully I'm able to play here and keep playing college baseball, which is awesome.
All right, tell me a little bit about your high school career. What are maybe some of the things that stand out to you, some of your best moments in high school?
I definitely say my senior year, we won conference, won the Packer Line Conference my senior year. Going in, we honestly thought we had no shot of winning it. Ended up actually winning the conference, and that was probably my favorite memory of high school sports for sure.
Now, you were a very good hitter, obviously, in high school. In your junior season, you were 5th in the Packer Line Conference at .462, but you also drew 20 walks. Can you talk about your patience at the plate and kind of waiting for your pitch?
I definitely was very pitch selective in high school. This year in college baseball, I've kind of expanded my zone a little bit and swinging more. But yeah, I definitely was very selective when it came to hitting in high school. I was looking for my pitch to hit always, and if I got one, I tried to put a good swing at it. If not, I'd walk. That's how I went about it. So.
All right, and for the younger players that are watching, how important is that to kind of have that patience at the plate?
Well, that's one of the things we talk about. And I always bring up a name, Tony Gwynn, which a lot of these guys can't remember, but Tony Gwynn said if you're patient, the pitcher's going to make a mistake every at-bat, and you're going to get your pitch. And we're also trying to preach to our guys that just because it's a strike doesn't mean you have to swing at it. Because like we talked about before, what is the situation, whatever. But that is one of the things I knew about Sam when I saw him. And I actually had some ties with his dad and his uncle back when I was coaching and helping at UW Stevens Point. They both were part of the program when I was there, so I knew them. So I knew his background when I recruited him and knew that he had a very good idea of hitting and what was supposed to be done. But yeah, you talk about if you can get patience, get your pitch, wait until you get your pitch, put a good swing on it, you're going to have a lot of things go well.
All right, last question here, just about a minute left. You're heading into the final weekend of the regular season. What do you guys need to do to be successful this weekend?
Definitely, I think keep getting great starting pitching. Our starting pitching has been unreal for us this year. If we keep getting great starts out of our 4 guys, we're always going to have a chance to win because we've been putting up runs very well. So I think if we just keep great pitching, we'll have a good shot this weekend. So.
All right, sounds good. Thank you for joining us, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching us here at Warriors Walk Off. We'll see you next time here on HBC TV 25.